In today's mental health check, we are navigating how to have tough conversations. Our next guest specializes in a kind of therapy that's known as Dialectical Behavior Therapy, or DBT for short. And she's here to talk about skills that can help us during those challenging conversations we have to have. Joining us now, clinical psychologist Jennifer Hartstein. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
So look, you know, I've had some experience with DBT myself. I've had some of the, skill building myself in my personal life. What is it, though, for people that don't understand, and how could it help us in difficult situations?
So DBT is a type of cognitive behavior therapy, and it really looks at the skills that help us get through those challenging moments that cause us to be emotionally dysregulated. So it helps us get through stressful situations, deal with our personal lives more effectively, find that middle path, and most importantly, be mindful, drop into it so that we can see what's going on and regulate to be in the world more effectively.
So when we talk about difficult conversations, there is a particular DBT skill around when you need something, you want something from someone. How do you approach that?
Right. So that skill is called DEARMAN, and what it basically is about how to ask for what you want or say no effectively, and it kind of walks you through these amazing steps so that you can always script it out and be prepared to ask somebody for that without tripping over yourself.
DEARMAN, by the way, is just an acronym.
It's an acronym.
Don't worry about that. But what are, briefly, how do you do that?
So what we want to do is we want to walk in kind of as regulated as possible, describe what we need, ask for it clearly, express why somebody might want to give it to us, and then reinforce why that would work for our relationship overall, right? And we want to just kind of mindfully be present, confident, and sometimes we have to negotiate a little bit, right? Be willing to give to get.
If you were asking for a raise, for example, that could work. What if somebody did something that really upset you and you're super emotional? How do you get started telling them that they upset you?
Well, I think the first step that you have to think about is, how do you regulate, right? You cannot approach a conversation totally dysregulated, expecting the conversation to be effective. If I come at you all heated, you're going to respond heated. You're not going to kind of be like, oh, yes, I should calm down because Jen is heated, right? So the first thing we have to do is regulate, center, and then really identify what is it that I want from this conversation and come to you with that and see where we can go.
Let me give you a couple of examples. What if you're having a really difficult conversation, like you're breaking up with a partner?
Oh, yeah.
Or you're talking about a sick loved one. What is it about those conversations that makes us so anxious, and how do we handle it?
Right. So I think that there's a really important thing to think about, that difficult conversations are difficult because they spark anxiety. Why? Well, maybe I've had them before and they didn't go well. Or maybe I don't have the skills, like we're talking about, to really handle it in a way that's effective. Or maybe I just know that it's going to blow up, and I'm going to want something, you're not going to give it to me, and I'm going to feel disappointed.
So we just avoid the conversation.
So we avoid it altogether, thinking it'll work itself out.
So how do we not do that? How do we control our emotions and find the way to have those conversations?
And I think it's really important, Kate, for us to think about the fact that difficult conversations are going to activate emotion, right? We can't avoid emotion altogether, but we want to be able to be like, oh, I'm having an emotion, I can handle this. So instead of avoiding it, we want to really think about what the pros and cons are of having it.
All right, Jen Hartstein, always great to have you. Thanks so much. There's much more news ahead. You are watching NBC News Daily.